Hello everybody, happy Friday, happy Easter, happy non-denominational holiday, happy spring, whatever it is. Happy Friday. Welcome all, welcome one and all. Hope you're doing well on this fine Friday evening. As ever, I'm a little bit behind. I'm not really prepared for this evening's stream. I've had family visiting and they've just left, literally 5 minutes ago, so I thought, just in time, I'll run upstairs, do a quick thumbnail, which is exactly the same as last week's thumbnail, and we'll publish it. So I'm sure there'll be hardly anyone here. In fact, let's have a look and see if anyone is here and can hear me and all that kind of thing. Everything looks green, so we've got that far. Looks good. So let me know in chat if you can see me, if you can hear me. Give me a like, give me a share, give me all those things. 13 people. Wow. 14 people. I didn't think there would be anybody here because I literally scheduled this stream 5 minutes ago. Loud and clear, says Noodle Sandwich. Thank you very much. So, let's start again properly, shall we? Take a breath, Graham. Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to the Aquarium Adventures live stream. This is, if you are new here, this is just a chance to hang out, relax, have a chit-chat. Usually have a beer, but I don't have any beer because I've not had a chance to go out to the shops today, so we're on Pepsi Max. Have a Pepsi Max. Chat about whatever the hell you want to chat about. Let me know what's going on. I'll tell you about what's been going on here for the last week since we saw you all. You tell me what you've been up to, fishy or otherwise. So this is just a chance to hang out, chat, unwind after the working week. If you have been working, I don't know. Bank holiday time here, that's what we like to see. So, I'm in the UK, obviously. And this is the Easter bank holiday, so I've been off today. It's been great. And I've got Monday off as well. And Tuesday. I booked Tuesday off, but I can't wait. We're going to get loads of jobs done. And things are happening. Exciting times around here. But yes, let me finish my introduction. So, if you're new here, this is a channel dedicated to all things aquatic. But the Friday night live stream is just your chance to ask me any questions you want to ask, talk about whatever you want to talk about. Doesn't have to be curtailed. But the one thing I do ask is, if you are new here, go and check out one of the videos, give it a like, give it a watch, share it, give the stream a like, let people know we're here. We're a bit last minute tonight. So anything you can do to share this. In fact, I should probably be sharing it on Facebook, all that kind of stuff, to let people know that we did actually do a live stream. So the reason I'm a little bit behind is because I've had my mum, my gran, and my auntie have come down from Scotland to visit me. So they arrived earlier today, and what shall we say? I'm live now. Come say hello. So they came down to visit me. They're here for the weekend. They're staying at a hotel. So they've just buggered off back to the hotel. Tomorrow we're having a day out in Bakewell, I think. That's the plan. So they're here all weekend. Great to see them. Not seen them in ages. Not seen my granny in ages. So they've come down. This is the first time they've seen the new house, all those kind of things. So yeah, good times. So we had dinner, we hung out a little bit, and we've shipped them back off to the hotel, and they've taken my daughter with them. Not that she'll be watching, but hello Elizabeth if you are watching. So she's having a sleepover with her granny. I thought that was quite funny. Don't know why, but you know. So that's been my day so far. Most of today has been spent tidying and hoovering and cleaning and fixing in preparation for the olds visiting. I don't know what it is about. I don't want to promote any gender stereotypes, but what is it about women? Anytime someone visits the house, it's as if we're having like an inspection. I've never gone around anyone's house and been like, yeah, nice to see you, but just sit down. I just want to go upstairs and check for dust underneath your bed. Or I'm just going to go and make sure you've ironed all the clothes that are hung away in the wardrobe. I'm just going to go and make sure. Why do we need to tidy things that are never going to be... Anyway. So we're here. A little bit behind. I didn't think I was going to do a stream tonight, so That's why we're a little bit discombobulated. But hello, let's start again. Hello everybody. We've got Courtney, we've got Callum, we've got Michelle, chat. Hi Graham and chat, I'm busy but listening. Nice to see you. We've got Danny Boy, happy Friday all. We've got, who else have we got? David's made it in, Trevor. Hey everyone. Noodle Sandwich is here, Rockies is here. Kaylee's in. Simon Clark, you didn't think it was on. It wasn't going to be on, but it is now. Scott's here. Mickey, David, I've been making and fitting a DIY aquarium overflow and also fitted a drip feed for my house aquarium. Excellent, sounds like a nice little project. I've been doing lots of tinkering this week, but we might talk about that in a bit. Looking smart? Well, you know, when your granny comes to visit, you put a shirt on. Shared on Bookface. Oh, thank you very much, Callum. So, I guess we should mention the big news this week is I have a video in the bank ready to go because I've got some help making videos. Callum actually edited the last video that you saw on my channel. I thought I'd set him a real test and give him the most boring subject I could think of. Me running a hose underneath the house. Sent him all my raw files and he edited that video together, so thank you very much for that. We're going to do a little bit more of that in the future, and I didn't think it would make that much of a difference to me, but I didn't realise how much time it took me to edit things and just generally fart about with video editing. But the fact that I was able to just upload a load of raw files, say go for it, and he pretty much nailed it for the kind of thing that I would have done if I was going to edit it. So we're going to collaborate a little bit more in the future, I think, if Callum's willing. And I would be beholden to everyone if you would all click on that subscribe button, like button, because the more views I get and the more subscribers I get, the more I can afford to pay Callum for his efforts. So we'll mix in a few of them over the coming weeks, months, whatever we want to call it, but that gave me a chance to make another video. So I might release that just after this is, so as I can forget about it for the weekend and go and do family stuff. Sorry, I'm just trying to read something else at the same time. Lanks Fishkeeper, evening all, evening yourself. I made a frame for the big tank this week. Oh, very good. There you go, elephant in the room, not elephant in the room, but the big news this week. Not even big news this week, big news today. Why do I do that? I didn't mean to do that. Oh, pressing all kinds of wrong buttons. So, look at that. Down there. Mega tank glass is here. I can't believe it. So yes, definitely the big news this week. I was beginning to think I'd been scammed because I placed an order for my mega tank glass. If you are completely new here, mega tank is a big DIY tank that I'm building myself. And it's done bar the glass and the filtration. That's the last bit to do, but the glass is the next big step. And I ordered the glass at the end of March. And you might know this, if you've been here a while, all I've done for the last couple of months is talk about how expensive glass is and where am I going to get glass from, and oh my god, I can't believe it's going to cost 1,500 quid for glass, all kinds of things. So I've had prices and ranging from what I've actually paid, which was I think about 550, all up to £1,600, even more even for all kinds of different types of glass. So finally bit the bullet, settled, said right, this is it. The Glass Warehouse, that's who I used. Ordered it all online. You put in your measurements, you put in your requirements, you can get holes drilled and all that kind of stuff. All fine, but it's just a plain rectangle, that's all I needed. Placed the order, immediately got an invoice or an order receipt saying that's fine and it will be delivered on the 7th of April. So I thought, great. And that was like a week later. 7th of April came and passed. So I emailed them the day after that saying, hello, order number, whatever it was. I was just wanting to check in. Nothing came back. Left it a couple of days, sent another email. Hello, paid for this, you've taken the money. The delivery date was a week ago now, when's it coming? Silence. Left it another couple of days, another email. Right, what's going on? Starting to get a bit worried. Phoned them, and it just rang out. I thought, oh God, what's happened here? So I'm looking, did I pay with PayPal? Did I pay with Visa? How did I pay for this? How can I get my money back? And then just gave them another ring, and thankfully that one went straight through. And that was on Thursday this week? No, because that was yesterday. Oh yeah, it might have been yesterday. It might have been yesterday that I finally got to speak to someone. And they said, oh yeah, your order's done. It's been cut, it's been finished, it's polished. It's being picked up from the factory today, and it will be delivered sometime next week. I think they said early next week. And I was about, alright, brilliant, that's great. Why haven't you? Oh, never mind, okay. I had a bit of a, why haven't you told me this? What if I'm not available that day? But fine, that was okay. And then I got a call this morning while I was at the tip, dumping a load of rubbish. Hello, I'm the delivery driver from the glass place. I'm outside your house. Where are you? I was like, bloody hell. So raced back from there. And right enough, he was right outside. So delivered on the bank holiday. I thought was not expecting that. So it came in like a normal long wheelbase transit type thing, so he could get up my driveway. He was perfectly happy to reverse all the way up my driveway. He helped me get it off the van. There was a thing on the website about, we will only do curbside delivery. Please do not ask our driver to help you get glass onto your property. We're not insured to do that. We're not blah blah blah. But I didn't ask him. He just said, where do you want it? I'll help you get it in there. So I showed him the garage. And we got it in. 2 people lifting it. He Ab's a lot bigger than he was, but we managed to lift it. It's not all that heavy. I think it's something like 75 kilos, something like that, 80 kilos. So it's heavy, but not unmanageably heavy. So I'm just going to leave it where it is at the moment. So that's a picture of it sat in my garage at the moment. So it's basically 8 foot by 3 foot. It's going to sit there for the weekend, and I think early next week I might make an attempt to get it into situ. Because if you can see on that picture, there's a load of bikes and things. I just need to clear out that side of the garage, so that'll help me swing it in, get it in, and I might be able to hike it over. But yeah, it's a lot thicker than you think it's going to be. It's only 15mm glass, but my God, looking at it, I'm like, I could drive a truck over that and it wouldn't break. Touch wood. So yes, that is big news number 1. That means I can get started. All those decisions I was having last week about, I'm going to get Oscars, I'm going to keep discus, what am I going to do? I'll need to make the decisions now. I kind of think I've made the decisions. I'm definitely going to go for the Oscars. It'll just be a case of, do I do it straight away or not? But I've been stalking people on eBay and places like that are selling all the fish that I'm interested in. So I've been like, they've got a couple of nice, they've got some nice stuff. So we'll see. I don't want to get ahead of myself and rush, because I've got to get the glass in. And getting the glass in isn't as straightforward as it sounds. Obviously, I need to get it into position. That'll be a bit of a logistical challenge, just heaving it into position. But siliconing it in place, leave it in to cure for a couple of days, do a leak test for a few days, and then start to think about what kind of escape I'm going to do and get all those materials and all that kind of stuff. I'm just reading some of the comments there. I can't help but feel we're getting another disaster video soon. Hopefully not. I mean, it should be fine. It does seem to be one thing after another. I was cleaning the garage and accidentally smashed everything. Yeah, it would happen to me. But I'm fairly confident that this glass is bulletproof. It's toughened glass. It's super thick. I'm confident that we're now on the road to better things. I know the last time I said everything's going well, everything started going terribly. But we should be positive. Everything's going to go well. So that lets me get started. That lets me think about what I want this tank to look like. I've got the idea of the fish that I want to keep, the Oscars and other big fish. Lots of other people are helpfully suggesting things like, oh no, you should go saltwater, oh no, you should do this. No, we're sticking to that. I think Oscars gives me a chance to do the fish that I've wanted to keep for a long time. I've got a big enough tank to get a decent number of them. Nah, I don't even mean it like that. I've got a tank that's big enough to get a few Oscars, but also have loads of scope to get a few other things that I've never kept before that I can keep with them. So I'm excited again. I guess that's the main thing. I think it'll be good. Yeah, I know, I'm saying lots of things at the moment that I'm going to immediately regret. Should be clipping this. Should be recording this for when I inevitably do smash it by lightly touching it. You can say, oh yeah, it's bulletproof. It'll be absolutely... So anyway, that was my big news today. The other big news from last week is I've ordered the tank for the African tank. So if you don't know about that, we did the competition. I need to think of a better word for this because it wasn't a competition. I can't think of what the word is. We chose a subscriber tank. So it's a tank that you guys helped me choose what to keep. So we chose the Congo tetras as the fish to base a tank around. We then chose what type of tank we're going to build a biotope. We then looked at some other supporting fish on Discord and helping me out that way. So we've bought all the fish, not all the fish, but most of the fish. Got a lot of fish. I've now bought the tank, so I've ordered the tank. That again, don't know when it's coming. I did get a delivery estimate. Where was that? Yeah, so next week at some point that should come. I've ordered... What the hell have I ordered? And now I can't remember. Sorry people, bear with me. This is very unprofessional. I got it from NACD. I decided not to go down the route of... Because I had spoken to them before about other fish room tanks that I wanted to get, because I've got a lot of tanks from NACD. And they offered me quite a few discounts and things like that, but I thought, right, let's just buy this one, retail price, not fanny about trying to get money off it and discounts and all that kind of stuff. They've given me discounts before, perfectly happy with their tanks, perfectly happy to recommend them to anyone. But NACD, I bought a 300 litre tank, that's what I've done. So it's 4 foot, 300 litres, 230 quid, something like that. A nice plain rectangular solid tank that will sit on my shelf in my racking system, and then I can start to build that out to build my biotope. I've got the Congo tetras, I've got the butterfly fish, I've got the Elistes tetras, I've got the bicher. What else have we got in there? We've got a few different options and possibly some more to come as well to build out that African tank. I think that's going to look absolutely mint, if I do say so myself. I've not used that word for a long time. Must be sweet, be mint. So that should look really good. Really excited to get that as a proper project. I was in the fish room a bit earlier when I was hiding from my wife today, so I didn't get given any more tidying up jobs. And I'm really happy with the way the fish room's starting to come along. I know it was the most boring video in the world trying to get how am I going to get water out of this fish room? Having that done, it just makes life so much easier. I'd never realised what a faff it is, and it annoyed me the fact that I had to go and put pipes together and join pipes, and right now I can do a water change. Now I can just, every time I'm passing by, jump in, do a water change. The video I'm about to release, which I might release after this or during this or very soon, was about refilling the tanks and what I've done to stop myself from flooding tanks all the time, because that was the big thing that I kept doing. I've implemented my anti-flooding solutions, and my god, it's like a weight off my shoulders. I can be in the fish room, I can do some water changes, and I don't have to keep checking over my shoulder or thinking, because every time I flood the place I go, oh God, what an idiot I am. It's me that's making all these mistakes. I'm flooding the fish room all the time. It's just got me on edge all the time. Every time I do a water change, I'm constantly like, oh, is it still going? Oh, did I turn that off? I'll be lying in bed and I'll sit straight up and go, did I turn the water off? Yeah, I did. I've only done this for a few days now, but I've implemented these anti-flood devices, mechanisms, and it's just like, so much more relaxing, so much more enjoyable being in the fish room, knowing that I'm not going to flood the place if my memory fails me, which it does a lot. And it's nothing earth-shattering, groundbreaking solutions. It's the same stuff we've been talking about before. It's the normally closed valve. It's the float switch. Just, it works. And it's cheap. And it's easy. And it's going to save me so much grief. I did it today so I could go down, do a water change, get the water out, filled up the water butt, pumped it out into the IBC. Great, that part's brilliant. Just hook on the hook on the line, start refilling the tank, and walk away. I didn't have to wait there going, right, that's going to take about 10 minutes to fill that back up again, or I need to hang around here for 20 minutes. I could go away and do something else, knowing that if whatever task I was doing took me an hour, I could come back and it wouldn't be overflowing. Exactly what I want. So even though I've still not got to the whole automatic water change, constant water change thing, this is almost as good. It's almost made me question whether I want to bother doing the drip feed systems and the overflows and all that kind of stuff, because this is it's just easy. So that's where we're up to. I meant to show you this tank. This is the tank I've bought. Pardon me. So, nice little one. I think if you can... I feel dirty all the time going looking for... can you give me a discount? I'm a YouTuber, I'm an influencer. God, it makes me feel sick. So, go and support your local businesses. Pay full retail price every now and again. I mean, obviously, if you've got something of value, then great. Trading that can be just as useful. But cold hard cash speaks. I think more people should do that. Anyway, I've been rambling for a little while now. Let's see. Where did we get to? Hopefully this is where things start going his way. Exactly. Sorry. I hope so too, Scott. Thank you. I mean, it is good for YouTube when you have some disasters. I can't deny that. But it'd be nice if things just started working for a change. All my discs started laying again. I think that's always a good sign as well. So it's nice hanging out in the fish room when you know there's not a disaster that you're cleaning up, or everything's just working. I've got the radiator in there. I've got the curtains. It's nice and warm in the garage. I don't have to... it's just... Everything's... I feel like I've just crested the ridge. We're on better times now. GB. Hello, GB. Phil, good evening. How are you doing? Yeah. 15,000 or 150,000 pea puffers. That would be a pretty cool tank, but I might stick with a smaller bunch of pea puffers. Raffle, says Simon Littlefield. What does that mean? I should do a raffle? How many Easter egga? Oh, how many Easter egga? I don't know what that means. Have you done any 3D prints this week? If I could get a chance to do some 3D prints this week. My son is constantly printing things. What have I printed this week? I have done some 3D prints this week. What did I print? So, I printed this. Well, this is a prototype. This is a prototype for the... I might have shown you this last week. I think this is V2, but I screwed it up. That should be up there somewhere. Because So this clips onto the side of the tank. Your, whatchamacallit thing there. What am I talking about? Float valve goes there. And this goes on the inside of the tank, and then it fills up, but it was a bit too low, so I've made a different version with a lot less material, which works a lot better. But, you know, if anybody wants it, I'll send you one. It works good with buckets. I don't often fill up buckets, so I don't know about that. But I tried the thing that Scott showed me last week, where it's one you can buy. It's a retail version of a clip-on tank, but you had to clip it on and attach it to everyone. This is the future. This is the future from filling multiple tanks. Having a nice long bit here means I don't have to fix it to the tank. I can just sit it on the tank, and it will sit there quite rigidly. It doesn't move around or anything, and it fits multiple different thicknesses, depths and thicknesses of tank. So if your tank's got a bit of a lip on it, it fits over it. If it's got, as long as it's not got anything stopping that going down, it works. So I've printed them. I've had a few prototype prints of I made a little box. So this is the valve. I made a little box for that so as it will sit nicely with the power. I made a couple of overflow guards. I made a heater guard. Yeah, been doing quite well. Been having lots of fun. So there will be a video coming soon about all my 3D printed things. I want to... this was the kids' birthday present, so we're sharing it. We went 50-50 on it. I want to print a load of things like... I keep seeing things that I'm like, oh, that's a good idea, but I don't think that's quite right, and I want to change it a little bit. So things like testing stations, where you can print it in bright white, and you'll have a test tube holder right next to the card behind it, so as you can see it easily. Brine shrimp hatcheries. I feel there's a way I could do something with a filter. So there's filters and overflow boxes, which I've seen some designs for that I've gone, yeah, that's pretty good, but if we just did that, if only it was a bit different. And I think that's the beauty of the 3D printed stuff. There's loads of things that I've bought in the past gone, oh, that's really good, it's kind of 90% there. I wish they'd done this, or I wish they'd moved that over there. I can do that. I can just go, right, I'll measure all that, print it myself, and make it right, and you get there. Oh, you're not wrong. A decent, easy to use water change system can make and break this hobby. It's the amount of... Yeah, I didn't realise it myself, and I would have probably said that anyway if you'd asked me. What's the biggest... What one thing has the biggest impact, and it's maintenance, water changes. If you get it streamlined, it's so much easier, but just... It doesn't sound like I've done a lot, but the fact that I can now get rid of water easily and add water without the stress, it's like, poof, nirvana. I hate carrying, but yeah, oh God, never go back to buckets. This tank here is starting to annoy me because now this is the only tank that I don't have any means of doing a water change without buckets. Hi from Doncaster, says NJW. Hi from Sheffield. Nice to see you. The buckets have one advantage: save you paying those high gym fees. Stellar Aquatics, hello from Utah. Hello yourself. How are you doing this evening or this afternoon where you are? Nice to see you again. I've just pinched all your ideas from my tanks, drainage and overflow. Well, that's why I make videos, so as you can... There's two reasons I make videos. One, you can tell me what I'm doing wrong and I can make it better. That's the one I don't like to publicise very much. Or two, you can learn from me. That itself has an A and a B, so you can learn from me by not doing what I do and avoiding the mistakes I make, or you can learn from me by the things that actually work, and then you don't have to figure it out for yourself. So that's what this is all about. So steal anything I do, steal it, go for it. Oh, we've never set a proper way of water change in the shop. We've been carrying buckets for nearly 4 years, and I think it's because it's not that bad. You don't realise how much time you waste. So it's all about the minor shavings of efficiencies and inefficiencies. Shaving those inefficiencies away. God, that's hard to say. All the minor inefficiencies, shaving them away. You think, it's not saving that much. It only takes me 5 minutes to do it with a bucket. But if you put in the investment where it doesn't take you that 5 minutes every couple of days, that's hours and hours, if not days, that you've saved yourself. And I guess that's what I was talking about earlier with the editing. It doesn't take me that long to edit a video. It might take me an hour or two, and I'll sit there and do that. But having to not think about it, that was like a breath of fresh air. Because Callum and I were talking about this, and I hope I'm not breaking any confidences here. And again, for anyone who's just joined the last video that released, that was edited by Callum. We're talking about it for a while and saying, would you be interested? And I'm definitely interested in getting some help. The one thing I'm short of is time. I just don't have time to do anything. So I'm always catching up with myself. And we were trying to figure out how to make this fair. So normally you'll do like an hourly rate, or you'll do a percentage of the fee the video makes and all that kind of stuff. But my channel's just not big enough to sustain that. So it's, if we did like, okay, you can give 20% of whatever the video makes, that's like 20% of a $5. That's not going to be worth it. So we were trying to work out what's fair, and what Callum had said to me was, well, I struggle to price what my time's worth. And I tried to flip it on its head and say, well, it's not really about how much, it's not just about how much your time's worth, it's about how much my time's worth. So how much would I pay to not have to spend 2 hours editing a video? Not how much will I pay you to do it for me. So I might value you at X, but I also value me at Y. So whichever of those is highest, that's the price. But at the end of the day, I'm not made of money, so it's only going to be occasional videos that will be doing this until the channel does go and we get hundreds of thousands of subscribers and views, and then definitely we'll do more and more. But it might just be a few videos a month. Because it does make a difference. I didn't realise how much of a difference it would make, but I got to finish my day job, I got to go and make dinner, I got to play with my kids for a bit, and then came back and logged onto the computer and the videos were there. And I was perfect. And the thing is, and I don't know if this is the case for everyone, but the thing about it was fine. What I've always worried about would be that initial jump of taking on an editor, having to explain to them, right, this is how I want my videos. This is generally, we had a little bit about, right, I want to get this colour scheme or use this font or do that or whatever. But if it wasn't someone who already knew, if it wasn't someone who I already knew and had watched my videos, I'd have to explain to them the kind of way I put my videos together, and Callum just got it straight out the box. So I was very appreciative of that, not having to spend a lot of time explaining what I wanted. It just made it so much easier. I think I'm rambling now, but the point I'm trying to get across is, even the next video that I made, so I've got one in the bank now. I'm always like up to the last minute trying to get videos out together, but I've had one edited and ready for like 3 days now, because there's been no time pressure to get one out, because I've already got one out this week. And it made so much more fun, the fact that I'm just a little bit ahead of the game now. So like I say, everything's going a little bit better, a little bit happier, a little bit less stress. So much zen. I feel like I'm talking nonsense now, but I'm hoping some of this is coming across. Where do we get to? Lanx Fishkeeper says, there's a local store to me that builds tanks, and they sometimes sell off a pallet of smallish tanks for low prices. Makes me want to start my own fish room, but the waifu would never see me. Yeah, that is... I mean, I'm not going to say anything against it, because I think having a fish room is great. If my wife and I ever do fight, it's always, you always just piss off to your fish room and fanny about in there for hours and leave me to do this, that and the other. That's very few and far between. But look at it this way, it's not golf. You're not away for 5-6 hours a day twice a weekend. A fish room generally next to your house, so you can pop in and out and check on things. It does have its benefits. Liam, are you having a stroke? Oh, ama. What are you trying to say, Liam? Sorry. Oh, how many? Christine has a question. Pardon me. Pardon me? I didn't even burp. I thought I was going to sneeze and I said pardon me preemptively. Live food question. Looking to set up a tank to breed moina, scuds and snails for my pea puffers. Anyone done this? Any advice? I currently have a tank which has nothing but snails in it. It wasn't really a conscious decision. It just kind of happened. But I have in the past had brine shrimp hatcheries and things like that. None of them are a bad idea, because even if it's not for specifically for a pea puff or whatever, you'll always find fish that like live food, and there's not much better than that kind of stuff for your pea puffers. So if you've got some snails, some scuds, all that kind of stuff, go for it. Any advice? Treat it like any other tank. The biggest thing that I've noticed is people will say, oh, I've got a tank for snails because I'm breeding them from a puffer, and then 6 weeks later, oh, they all died. Oh, that's a shame. What happened? Oh, I don't know. Everything just died. Oh, how often were you changing the water? Oh, I wasn't. That's why they all died. You have to, still, even if it's just snails, you still have to look after the tank. So you still have to change the water and make sure it's not getting rancid, and just has to be able to support life. So treat it just like any other tank. So that would be my biggest bit of advice. Most of these things can be done in buckets, so you don't even need tanks. Just get an air stone in there, change the water out every now and again, you should be good to go. I'm beginning to think Liam's not actually watching the stream, he's just sat on his phone. Hello, Stillwater. Hello from Vincent Dawn. Hello, Vincent Dawn. That would be good for hanging a jug of defrosting food. Yeah, that. I might start making tank hangers. That's what we'll call them. The other way around. Mini Skins 18. Hello. My auto water system works flawless for several years with no drilled tanks. I'm the guy using the 1/4 inch lines with the solenoid. I had emailed. Yes. I have been practicing. This is the failed attempt. It's not failed, I just broke it because the power button fell off. But yeah, that's my solenoid valve there. I had it all hooked up. It was working perfectly. I'll just have a different one down in the fish room doing the job right now, and I'm very happy with it. A big thank to Scott Haddle for the information he gave me via Discord. So that sounds like as good a time as any to do some shilling for the Discord channel. Bing, up there, you can join our Discord server. There's lots of good information. There's lots of fun stuff. You can have share pictures of your tanks. You can ask for advice. You can buy and sell plants, do swaps, all that good stuff. You'll find some helpful people there. Robert Kerr. Hello, Dad. Just been talking to your mum and daughter. They could hear you in the background. Hello, family, and anyone that knows me. Oh, what is that when you go on a radio show or something like that? I'd like to say hello to everyone that knows me. Yeah, so Dad's got an empty. You having a party tonight, Dad? Because his wife, my mum, is down in Sheffield. Mains, Tails, Fur and Fins. Hello there. Casual Aquatics. Some new names I've not seen there. What's everyone's biggest tank? Well, very soon mine will be about 2,500 litres. But at the moment, I think it's probably about 500, something like that. Just rescued a tilapia from being a food fish. That will need a big tank then. Any update on a pond? No, I thought the pond dream was dead, if I'm completely honest, but when we were chatting with the family tonight, Vicky did say, oh, well, yeah, that bunker over there, that's going to get turned into a pond. And I was like, is it? Oh, I thought we'd binned that idea. So the bunker next to the putting green, that might be getting turned into a pond. But I haven't started yet. I kind of think I need to slow down a little bit and finish some of the projects that I've got going. Because I feel like it's taking me forever to get the water change systems right. It's taking me forever to get this mega tank built. I don't want to jump in and start doing a pond at the same time. Do you use the app on the Casa smart plugs or a different timer? Very handy when hooked up to Alexa. Yes, so I use... I don't have any around, do I? Normal smart plugs which work with Alexa. So when I'm down there, I have an Echo Dot in the fish room. I can just say start a water change, and I've programmed a routine on Alexa that will turn the power on for, I think I had it set for like, what did I do it for? I might still have to do this, but I'm going to set it for about an hour. So it turns the power on for an hour. Water can then flow through this for an hour, and then the routine will finish and turn the power back off. This will cut off, and I've got a bit of a failsafe. I'm about to release a video talking about what I've done and how I've set it up, so if you hang around to the end of this stream, I shall... what have I done there? If you hang around to the end of the stream, I shall release the video, and you can watch it there. $1,300-gallon pool pond is my biggest. Check me out sometime. Alright, I will. That's not that's not what I meant to type in. Casual aquatics.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Aquatics.
I was hoping that I'd be able to see a picture of your big pond or a video of your big pond. I'll put that on in the background while we're talking. Has your glass been delivered for your biggest tinkus yet, and how many times have you nearly broken it? It has been delivered. It only got delivered today, so I've not had a chance to nearly break it yet. I don't know why everyone just assumes I'm going to break it. I mean, it's not like I break everything I touch. I'm just looking at some casual aquatics video. They're all in portrait. What's that all about? Oh, I can't be doing with this. Alright, it's like a swimming pool pond, that type of thing. There you go, I'll give you a free bit of advertising. If you're interested in seeing what this is all about, go and check them out. But not until you've clicked like and subscribe here first. A bag of Skittles for child labour crawling through the dust and spiders. You can tell you're Scottish. How very dare you. That child would have done that for free. He loved it. He's been telling everyone, I got to crawl into the house. I think it's his favourite thing he's done in this new house. Right, there we go. I think a bag of Skittles is good. It only took him about 15 minutes. Do you think that's bad? Right, we're 45 minutes in. I feel like I might be flogging a dead horse here by offering to do another giveaway, because I've still not sent out the giveaways from last week. Even though Callum bought me all that extra time, I still didn't manage to get the giveaways sent out. But long weekend. I'm sure I can catch up this weekend. So, we're going to give the Kaylee wheel a spin. And make sure that we do it properly. Buttons do we need to press? Ignore that. That means wrong one. There. I should have went with it. It's a keyring. We have some key rings left. Right, let's just do it. We'll give away a key ring. Anybody that wants a key ring, all you have to do is type in Megatank. Type Megatank into the chat, and if you win, Megatank, and if you win, just like that, Megatank. If you win, you live in the UK or are willing to pay the postage, I will send you a key ring. So what are you doing? Can you just come here a minute?
What?
I'm being accused of exploiting child labour by getting you to go under the house. I want you to tell everyone you enjoyed it.
I did that for fun. And I got
To the
a bag
mic.
of sweets. I got a bag of sweets and it was fun.
See? I didn't force him. He loved it. Megatank, all one word, no spaces. The rules: you have to live in the UK, you have to be a subscriber, you have to click like. I have no way of checking these things. And if you don't live in the UK, you have to be willing to pay the postage. But Megatank, type it in. We have 16 eligible users so far. So yeah, he wasn't coerced into doing the crawling under the house. In fact, he's asked several times if he can go back under again. The weirdest thing is, though, we found a pair of underpants down there. Like, proper old man Y-fronts. I just can't comprehend of the situation that came to having them left under there. Alright, we'll give you a couple more minutes. 18 eligible users. How many users have we got here, actually? 55! Bloody hell. 50. How have 50 people managed to find this stream when I only scheduled it 5 minutes before we started? Yeah, proper old man Y-fronts. I have no idea how that transpired. I've been thinking about this for days. I can't understand why that would have been a thing. Right, we've got 21 people. 22, no, 21 still. 22, there we go. And remember, have I found the body yet? There are some suspicious lumps in the concrete. Let's put it that way. Don't know if it's a body, but you never know. Alright, 22 eligible users. 23! We've just had someone sneak in. They're not my underpants. Poonado strip off. Oh, you just reminded me about Poonado. I'd almost forgotten about it. Blah. Blah. Right, are we ready? 23 users. 3, 2, 1. Noodle Sandwich, you have won a keyring. Shall we do another one? Simon Littlefield, you have won a keyring. One more. Oh, I forgot to roll it. Soren, you have won a keyring. You have to pay for it though, because it costs a bloody fortune to send to you. Email me. Big face. Where does it go? Where does it go? Main. Email. email me that address. I need your actual physical address, preferably with your name and what's the word I'm looking for here? County, yeah. Because I sent someone's thing a while ago, but I sent it to, it's like Springfield, there's several of them, and I sent the wrong one and it never got there. So if you let me know your name, your address, including county, postcode, all that good stuff, I'll send you your stuff. Well done, everyone. Noodle, you won one last week. I'll send someone. Oh, fair enough. I'll send you two because I've still not sent you yours. Oh, why would you need two key rings? That's a strange thing. Anyway, I saw someone earlier say something. Brookley Bell, good evening or good afternoon from Louisiana. Truly international these days. I'm honoured. Yes, as Courtney says, congratulations everyone, but don't forget to email. I need the email because if I don't get the email, I will forget, and I don't like to be made a liar of myself when I can't send you anything. So, what else have we talked about so far? So, what have you guys been up to? Who's bought some new fish recently? What have you got? Tell me. Give me something back. We've had my feedback of this week has been I've bought a new tank. So we've got the African Congo tank that will be getting started soon when that arrives, hopefully next week. But the glass has arrived for Mega Tank, which is, I can't state enough how much of a big deal this is going to be for me. As soon as I get that bloody glass in, I can move everything else around and the fish room will be finished. It'll never be finished, but logistically it'll be finished. I can move some tanks around, it'll have the right space in the right place. It was that thing that was just snagging me up, so we've got that happening. Got the radiator installed, the room is lovely and toasty. Got the curtains up, which keeps it lovely and toasty. Yeah, everything's going well here. Courtney got a new Fishy this week. What did you get, Courtney? NJW just hatched some CPD. Oh, I'm very jealous. That's definitely a fish I need to get back in the fish room. Celestial Pearl Daniels, I think they're fantastic little fish. So bright, so colourful. Definitely going to get myself back on them. Scott, if you haven't seen Discord server up here, go and have a look. He's got a new tank that he's planning his I don't know if you're planning them around. Oh, you just said it there. Just read it, Graham. I'm planning a Rio Negro biotope in it with some rummy nose that are on Discord. Yes, so go and check out Discord. You can see all Scott's extras. Lily trimmed her toenails this week. That's nice to know. Okay. Male and female clown killifish. Oh, killifish, there's another one I want to start keeping. I brought some blue polar cichlids, the other day from my LFS. 7 for 10. Blue polar 7 for £10. What are they? That's not what I think it is. Clearly, let's do some googling. Oh, convicts. No, convicts, parrots. I'm not going to lie to you, James. I don't like them. Hey, there are some weirdos out there that don't like discus, so don't let me saying I don't like them put you off them. Whatever floats your boat. That's the thing about freshwater fish, there's enough for everyone. picked up a 300 litre tank and stand for free from somebody's garden. That's not fair. Why do I never find these things? Congratulations, that's a proper steal then. Steiner got 5 Altums and 8 Discus. Okay, maybe I shouldn't ask this question. I'm just getting more and more depressed now. You're all getting these excellent finds. Altum Angels. Oh, that's going to be one that needs to go on the list. I do have some fake Altums that aren't even nearly good enough, but I would like to keep them one day. Aquaballs. Hello everyone. Good day. Good day yourself, Aquaballs. Any experience with auto feeders? I'm looking into them at the moment as my normal helper who feeds the fish while I'm away also has a holiday booked at the same time. Yes, I use cheap as chip auto feeders. Let me see if I can find the version I use. No, the wrong one. No. Idiot. Stop. Pressing too many buttons. So I use auto feeders, or to be more correct, I used to use auto feeders all the time. Lost the power of typing. I've not even had a drink tonight. I used to use... Where are they? A version of this, basically. It's almost exactly like that one. I've got like a dozen of these in the fish room. I use them all the time. They never failed me. I use them in all my tanks, but only when I was here. Whenever I went away, I would just not feed my fish. I'm probably being paranoid, but whenever they failed by sticking on or dumping a load of food in. And that's fine, because if I'm around, I'm inevitably going to check the tank at some point. If I go, oh, let's dump half a kilo of food in there, I can get it out. But if it does that while I'm away on holiday, it's just going to foul the water, bad water quality, might kill a fish, that'll make the water quality worse, might kill another fish, and then it's like a snowball. Bad things will happen. So I like this one because they had quite small baskets, cases, whatever, that bit that you put the food in. So if it did fail, and the only time it ever did fail was it would either stick on and just keep going round and round and round and round until it was empty, or the thing itself would either break and fall in or just fall off. There are much better, from bigger brands, the feeders that are higher capacity. They all do different things, but they all fail in the same sort of way. So I like this one because it had quite a small capacity feeder, so if it did fail and drop all the food in, it wasn't dropping in all that much. And to be fair, even as cheap as they were, what's this, £16, something like that, as cheap as it was, it didn't fail very often. I think I could maybe count on one hand over a decade the amount of times that it had actually gone wrong. So I used them for ease, just so as I didn't have to remember to feed all the time. And they're brilliant for things like fry and all that kind of stuff, so you can feed multiple times a day and not have to go down to the garage and do this, check, blah blah blah. So I love them, auto feeders, big fan of them, but when I go on holiday I just don't use them. I just don't feed the fish. Fish will last a long time without food, so unless you're going for more than a fortnight, just don't even think about it. They'll be absolutely fine. So that is my stance on auto feeders. Susie the Severum. Oh, I quite like Severums. They might be one that I want to keep with my Oscars and Mega Tank. 3 spawns of super red plecos this week. Oh, good news, Phil. There's Mickey with the Discord link. also up there. Join us and let's know. I will donate some for your fish room when they grow up. What was that, the CPDs? Oh, that's very nice of you, NJW from Doncaster. I will readily accept them because I love those little fish. I think they're brilliant. I'm waiting on a delayed package from FedEx. I have in box 12 Geophagus balzani and 3 pairs of Silverado pure endlers. Ooh, very swish. Geophagus balzani, that is not something I am familiar with. I go hot and cold with Geophagus. Very pretty though. That's not... Okay, that's the wrong one. I'm trying to find... I did mean Geophagus balzani. Thank you. These ones, they look a little bit derpy. I kinda like those ones. They're quite cool. Yeah, I think I fell out with Geophagus because they destroyed all my aquascapes, but that was my fault for putting them in there in the first place. I think in an appropriate tank, they are obviously very beautiful fish. These ones look a bit derpy, but I do like Geophagus in general. The colours, the shapes. I just fell out with them, and I think that soured my relationship with them. I bought more plants this week and had to move around in the discus tank. I need to buy some more plants. I bought a bunch of 53B, one of my favourite plants, just because it's got a stupid name. So I got a couple of pots of them because they happened to have them. The last time I was at Pets at Home buying some crickets and mealworms. But I need to get more and more plants, because that's my next thing. Is now that I've got all these little jobs done, I can start setting up tanks to look a little bit more like tanks rather than just empty glass boxes with bare bottoms, and get some nice scaping done. Soren's got 9 golden striped cories, also called orange lasers. Yes, that's what I would know them as. Also in the market for 2 to 3 Ryukin. Goldfish for the garden pond. Yes, I'm after a big black aranda. That's what my daughter wants. A large black aranda. Don't know where we're going to keep it, but what the child wants, the dad delivers when it's a fish. Sheller Aquatics bred the black rams. Fry stayed with the parents for 14 days. First time. Parents are notorious egg and fry. Yeah, I have had that many times with rams. I must have had thousands of ram fry and not one adult ram to show for it. Sitting on 101 month old. Wow, that's very successful. Congratulations. I have one black ram, unfortunately. I lost the other one. I did get a pair, but yeah, I don't know what happened there. Aquarium Daily has got black algae. I don't want it. Yeah. I know that feeling. And as if by magic to talk about it. How's the tank behind you doing? It's doing really well, actually. It's the majority of the cyanobacteria has migrated downstairs to the fish room and has gone in the pea puffer tank. We've just got some... The plants are all got some good growth on them, some nice, healthy, green, new bits. A little bit of green on the bottom that I need to sort out, and some normal algae, but on the whole, so much better than it was before. I have an auto feeder you can connect an airline to keep the food dry. Still yet to test if it's watertight, but given a good clean and looks okay so far. Well, even if it's not watertight, for free, that's a good deal. Resealing it will cost you less than a tenner probably. I've just found a CO2 fire extinguisher for one of my stores that's closing down, so looking forward to seeing for myself what a difference it makes to my plants. Just need a solenoid kit. Yeah, if you have a planted tank, it will help. In my opinion, it will help exponentially with the amount of plants you have in the tank. So if you have quite a lightly planted tank, adding CO2, you're not going to really see a difference. But if you have a heavily planted tank, it will explode with CO2. Well, depending on the plants and all that kind of stuff. I bought half a side of a salmon. I guess that counts as a fish. Oh, my balls. What's happened there? Steiner with the super chat with 100 knocks, whatever a knock is. Thank you very much, sir. To support you, thank you. Thank you. That's always... cheers my cockles. Oh, my balls. It makes me laugh. I don't know. But thank you very much for that. Yeah, they're great for the CO2. So CO2 fire extinguishers, that's kind of the perfect size. I've got a big massive tank and it's just unwieldy. I mean, it's great because it lasts ages, but CO2 will last a long time and it's quite easy to use. Freshwater ichthyology. Hi everyone, I got dragged to a gig. Does that mean it was a bad gig? Surely you enjoy going to gigs. Good to see you. Who was the gig? What did you see? Who did you watch? Were they good? Were they bad? Were they terrible? Who did you go with? Where'd you go? I don't know why I'm asking all these questions. Coldwater Aquatics. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Norwegian kroner. Knock. Why didn't I think of that? Of course it is. Why did I think you were in Denmark? I'm sure I've sent you stuff in the past. I should know where you live. So, I wonder, how can I get my love for geophagus back again? I'm going to need to set up... no, stop talking, Graham. I'm going to end up committing to something I don't want to do. No, we're going to stick with what we've got. We're going to stick with the mega tank. We're going to have Oscars. We're going to have some peacock bass, potentially. Might have stingray or two. Might get some severums. Might get some other chichlids. I'm quite excited about this. I might need to buy a ton bag of sand or gravel or something like that to start scaping it out. Get more discus. It was some screamo band I went to. I don't really listen to music. I've lost the hearing in one of my ears. Oh, I sympathise. I have not lost the hearing in my ears, but I call myself deaf. But I think it's selective hearing more than anything else. But years of working in machine rooms. So I work in IT as my proper job. But for years I used to work in the same room as the mainframes with all their big fans. And it was just like a constant brrrr. So I don't know whether it's... I don't think it's tinnitus or anything like that, but I do have a constant sound in my head, which can get quite annoying every now and again. So I'm constantly going, what? Hey? Who? But it just seems to be in certain situations. So if it's quiet, I'm fine. But if it's loud or if there's chatting, I'm always a bit like, I don't know what anyone's saying. Can't hear anything. Soren, I am in Denmark. am I confusing my Scandinavians? Steiner's in Norway, Soren's in Denmark. That's what it is. Get Cetanoperca. Cetanoperca. I like that name. I'm going to have to Google it though. Oh, they look a bit geophagus-y. Is it Satanoperca or Satanoperca? A small genus of cichlid from South America, where they are known from the Orinoco, Essequibo, Nicari, Amazon and Paraguay river basins. They are mainly found in areas with slow-moving waters, but some species have also been recorded from rapids. So from slow-moving water to rapids. So water is an easier way to say that. Yeah, oh, look at that one. Looks a bit fancy. That's got a look of what do we call it? It's got a look of bass around it. The kind of peacocky bassy type ones I've been looking at recently. That is a very nice fish. I might have to consider that. That's a problem with all these. I keep seeing these, not weird and wonderful, but these interesting fish and thinking, oh, yeah, that is good. And then you find out that you need to keep 6 of them and one of them costs £900. And you're like, oh, right, okay. You think it's just age? What, my deafness? No, that's the blindness is the age-related. Deafness, definitely a workplace injury. Satanopers is how I say it. I'll go with that then. Subtle beauty, but very chilled. Oh, that might be good. So, for those of you who have just joined us, I was talking about my love-hate relationship with geophagus because, surprise, surprise, they dig up the ground. What with that actually meaning earth eater. So I got some that I really liked, but they destroyed every aquarium that I kept them in. And they did my nut in, as they say. They do best in groups. £15 to £30 each isn't a bad price. Yeah, that's a lot more reasonable. But still, if you want a decent group, fair adds up, doesn't it? I've just seen another one on that picture there. Ooh. Like a kid in a candy store. Oh, bright lights, flashing things. What's this fish here? Oh, it's the same one. Well, they do seem to colour up. Interesting. Food for thought, definitely. So, let's do a bit of admin, as we like to do. We have... Right, 51 of you lot, but only 45 likes on the stream. So, that's the admission price for watching this stream, is to click the like button. That's all you need to do. I'd be very thankful if you would take the time to click like. If you are new here, go and check out the rest of the channel. I have some fishy videos. Let's be honest, most of my videos are about me breaking things and then fixing them. So if you're new to fish keeping, it's ideal. You get to see idiot features here, make all the mistakes that you can ever consider making, and then you know not to do that yourself. Perfect. But yeah, give us some likes, join the Discord server, share pictures of your fishies and your tanks and your things and your whatevers. For instance, in Discord we have the roast beef. We have the roast my tank section, which everyone is misusing. Let's just put that out there. Roast my tank, and then you post something like that with a lovely tank that's full of plants. What am I meant to do with that? Oh, look at this idiot. They've got a nice tank. They've used plants pleasingly. I want, like, SpongeBob SquarePants, or I want clown poop gravel so I can take the piss out of you. Not lovely big tanks full of lovely big fish. Like, Mickey, you're going semi-pro here with the aquascaping, and you're posting in roast my tank. What am I meant to do with this, Mickey? This is a lovely tank. I've been admiring this one secretly. I don't even think I've liked it, but I do like this one. I think it's very sympathetic layout with the wood and the plants. I like that lid too. This is more like it. Sharpie's not here, so we can take the piss tonight. That's what we want in roast my tank. Something I can get my teeth into. Snail heaven. So we've got all these things in the Discord server. We have very knowledgeable people kicking around that can help you out with any of your problems and your questions. Not me, proper knowledgeable people. Share your pictures, show off. Got extra plant trimmings, send them to somebody, all that kind of stuff. Fish, shrimp, equipment, whatever you want to talk about, there you go. Discord, it's the place to be. None of your Facebook Hitlers. You can have a bit of fun, you can have a bit of relaxing fun. I guess that's stress free. Don't need to worry about egos and all that kind of nonsense. But more importantly, what I meant to tell you was there's a channel in there called Live Stream Video Ideas. So if you think of something on a random Wednesday that you think we could talk about, stick it in there. We'll talk about it. For instance, let's do that now. Even though it was probably a few weeks ago, I could use some tips to clean green algae off all my stones, etc. The algae bloom has left my tank quite green. I'm kind of going through that at the moment, interestingly. So I've got 2 discus tanks in the fish room under the same light, equal distance apart from the light. One of them's bright green and one of them's fine. I can't figure out why. I don't know what's going on. But the way I'm attacking it is just doing massive water changes and scrubbing it. There's no way around it. You'll buy all these products off Amazon that will claim to do, we'll reduce your nitrate, we'll lock your ammonia and nitrate, we'll remove phosphorus. If it's just plain old green algae, change the water, scrub the algae off. If you've got massive levels of phosphorus and things like that in your water, then yes, you might need to deal with that. But 9 times out of 10, change the water, scrub the ornaments. A good idea, actually. So, yeah, sorry, I'm waffling now. If you've got anything you want to think about, join Discord, let us know. And I'll pick it up most Fridays when someone reminds me. It's come on a bit since then. Yes, that tank, it's lovely. I mean, I've been quite in awe of your tanks, Mickey. I don't want to blow smoke, but I think it's worth it. You're doing a great job. Skiller, there's a name I've not seen before. Hello, welcome yourself. I've just bought discus, inspired by my job here is done then. Inspired by your channel. Best move I've ever made in the hobby. You've helped me loads in preparation prior to getting them. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Skiller. I'm glad you're enjoying them. They are a very enjoyable fish. That's kind of what I'm all about. Spreading the good news for fish. Simon says autosynclus. Oh, is that what you can use to get rid of the algae? Yeah, they can be good. Baby bristlenose plecos, very good algae eaters. Remove your hardscape if possible. Pressure wash it outside. Unplug filters. Scrape glass. Gravel vac as much BBA up as you can. Yes, all good things. Right. Are you going to do a live stream fitting the mega tank glass? Oh, I don't know if I'm brave enough to do that. That would be quite... I am planning to do a live stream from the fish room, but I was hoping to get mega tank glass in, which will then let me move another tank out the way and get a little desk set up in there, which I could use as like a little project desk. But I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get the tank glass in there at the moment. And you might get to see death live on screen, because there is a chance I might end up trying to do it on my own. That would be a highly stressful live stream, you're not wrong. Pardon me. An aquarium safety video. Loops in the power cables, power strips off the floor, etc, etc. That takes all the fun out of it though. It's no fun if you don't get slightly electrocuted constantly. I remember when I built my first fish room, I had an electrician round to give me a quote because I wanted to get power strips. And he kept saying, oh yeah, well the height you put them at is this, and I was going, no, I want them right up the top. And he's going, no, if to be on code they have to be at this height off the floor. I said, oh, I don't want them there because it's going to be a rack full of aquariums, so there'll be lots of water, and water will be going down there. Oh no, you can't have aquariums with power, because water and electricity doesn't mix. I was like, duh. I'm not planning to put the sockets in the aquariums. That's why I want them up high, so they're out of the splash zone, so if anything leaks, it's not going to leak into the sockets. And he just flat out refused to do it. He says, no, it's not happening. Wouldn't get it signed off. And I'm like, how do you think fish shops work? They have power. All aquariums require power to some degree. Am I just meant to like wish it to? Oh, come on. So I don't quite get where he was coming from with that one. So I got my another electrician came and did it all perfectly for me. That was fine. But I remember that thinking, oh, he was having a right go at me, going, no, it's just not safe. You're playing with fire. I'm like, I'm not. I'm playing with water and electricity. So an aquarium safety video, how would I even do that? I need to have a think about that one. I'm not the most safety conscious person in the world. My middle name is Danger. It's not. But yeah, it's probably a good idea. I'd probably try and do it as like a funny thing, so it's showing you me getting electrocuted constantly. What happened to the algae scrubber you had in one of your office tanks? Oh, I've still got that. I found it the other day. The Santa Monica filter people thing, algae scrubber. Yeah, I didn't think it was very good. It was fine, but again, that's another 3D printing project. I might build my own version of that. That'd be a bit better. It's the first time joining one of your lives, so yeah, new name to you. I'm currently feeding them beef heart only to help them grow quickly. Right or wrong? Oh, that's a bit like saying Xbox is better than PlayStation, correct? So there's a whole camp of people that will say beef heart mix is the best thing you can give to your discus. There's an equally sized camp of people who sit right next to them arguing with them about it, saying, no, when do you ever see a cow fall into the Amazon so a discus can eat its heart? And that's just as ridiculous as their argument. So a good beef heart mix can be good, but it's not. I mean, it can be good as long as you're comfortable knowing that you're not replicating what they would get in the wild. Now, some people might say to that, well, these fish don't live in the wild. These are domestic discus. They don't exist in the Amazon. So that's what I mean by saying as long as you're comfortable with it. So there are people who will say the only way to keep fish ethically is to replicate as closely as possible their natural habitat. And I agree to a degree. So I don't think it's the only way you can keep fish ethically, but that certainly is the gold standard. But I'm kind of fine with coming in a little bit underneath there. So the reason beef heart became a thing is because it's packed with the nutrients to pack on size onto discus to get the proper growth out of them for building the optimal discus, if you like. So showfish and things like that, they'll often feed beef heart and various other extracts. But it's not right or wrong, it's about what you feel. The things that are wrong, I would say, would be the mussel mixes. So rather than the beef heart mix, it's mussel. And mussel is full of thiaminase, which can cause problems over time that may or may not be reversible. Beef heart is just not natural. It's not a natural thing found in their diet in the wild, so that's why people get put off by it. But that doesn't mean it's definitely bad. Some people will say it's too high protein, they can't process that much protein at once. It's too fatty, it's too this, it's too that, it's too the other. Many people have their own beef heart mixes. I have my own beef heart mix that's my recipe that I like to use and that worked well for me. I changed from a beef heart mix to a pork heart mix because I thought it was a bit leaner, and so the beef I changed to pork, and then the pork I changed to fish eventually, so it was more of a fish heart mix. It just wasn't using hearts, it was just mostly fish based. Now I almost exclusively feed soft artemia, good high quality flakes, good high quality pellet foods, things that I sell on my website. Shell. Soft artemia I think almost perfectly. It's got good protein, but it's not mega high protein, so you're not wasting protein basically. So I'll say it's with a small pinch. Beef heart's okay. That's a bit of a cop out, isn't it? Sitting on the fence. I think beef heart's fine. I just don't use it myself anymore. I wouldn't have a go at anyone for using beef heart. I might have a go at someone for using mussel mix. Kaylee says, I'm sure you need a constant sensor for that live stream. Yeah, it'd probably be me. I'd be more worried about, because there is the potential for something to actually go badly wrong. It's not just, I broke some glass. It's, I've cut my arm off. So, I don't know. Might get the views in though, I suppose. I'm currently using liquid CO2 for the BB8. Pardon me. And it's definitely helping. Yep, can do. If you can get it early enough, then that's a perfectly reasonable approach to take, and you can kick its ass that way. In the end, I had to buy some silver flying foxes to get rid of it for me. Hello everyone, what does BBA mean? Blackbeard algae. It's that really horrible algae that looks a bit like this. Looks a little bit like this. Well, in fact, it is this. It looks exactly like that. It's really tough. It's hard to. You can't just pull it off. You can't just scrape it off. It always sticks to plants, rocks, wood, things like that. My approach to it was hydrogen peroxide. Works to a degree. People have used that as well as liquid CO2. Again, works to a degree, but if you get too much of it, I got overrun with it. Poor maintenance caused it, but I got overrun and nothing I was doing was So I either had the choice I faced was get rid of the entire setup of the tank, start again, or buy some fish to do the job for me, which is something I would never ever recommend doing, buying a fish just to do some housekeeping because of your own failings, but I did it and it worked. So as long as you like the fish that you're going to buy, that might be something to think about. Yes, number of ways you can shock yourself. It's definitely easy. Aquarium, danger, adventures. Regarding beef heart, all I'd ever say is it's nothing like the wild diet. Yeah, so that's the biggest the biggest argument against beef heart is it's not anything like what they'll get in the wild, and that's true. My discus love the beef heart, but it's only part of the diet because it costs so blooming much. Yeah, I mean, when I was feeding beef heart, that was all I was feeding, so it was quite an exclusive diet, shall we say. But that's because there was so much in it, so they were getting their variety from one food. So I don't think I ever bought beef heart. It was always my own recipes, if you like. So there was everything in there. There was vegetables, there was the meats, there was fish, there was meal, there was all kinds of stuff in there. So they should be getting the full range of nutrients that they need through that one food. That's the whole point of beef heart, is it's one thing that gives them everything they need. And I think the problem with a lot of the cheaper ones is it doesn't give them everything they need. Are shellfish potentially not unhealthy fishes? Now there's a topic. I think I might agree with you on that one, certainly in some cases. Are shellfish potentially not unhealthy fishes, like obesity or other conditions? Like the current US, Southeast Asian and UK standards for goldfish are far from healthy. Yeah, and even not fishes, dogs, all kinds of things. I think the ideals that are put out there are often very far from what is the ideal for the animal. So I have seen some shellfish, some discus fish, that have just been enormous, and enormous in the wrong way. So a big healthy specimen of a discus is a beautiful thing, but some of them that are like, yeah, obese, I guess is the only way to describe it, where they've got a belly. It's meant to be a discus, it's meant to be round, it shouldn't have a belly like that. Discus are probably get away with it a little bit better, because I don't know whether it's just the way that they're judged. I've never seen anything win that's been grotesque or grossly misshapen or anything like that. But like saying goldfish and other forms of fish where you're like, oh, that's been... and dogs, I always come back to dogs, like the breed standard for dogs, the breed standard for goldfish. They're things that aren't healthy for the animal. Why would you try and... why are you shooting for that? Because that's not nice, that's bad. So I just don't think it might be the healthiest thing in the world, but certainly in discus, the ones that I've actually seen win have been genuinely stunning examples of the fish. But yeah, I know what you mean by that, and I think I agree to a degree. Wow Aquatics saying hey from Friendswood, Texas. Hey yourself. Chicken is a cheap and more natural option. Birds die in water all the time. Well, lots of things die in water, so a cow can fall in the water just as much as a chicken can. I think that's a strange argument to make, but you're not the only person that's ever made it. I've had this discussion many times with, how often have you seen a cow in the Amazon River? Well, it probably has happened, but in the same breath, how often have you seen a tub of British night tropical flakes in the Amazon, because that's what you're feeding. How often have you seen a cod in the Amazon, because that's what you're feeding? How often you can't just make these claims when you're not doing it yourself. Not that you're not doing those things, but you know what I mean. The people who are saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be feeding beef heart. You should just be feeding." The muscle people are the worst at it. "Oh, you shouldn't feed beef heart. It's not good for it. Feed a muscle mix." And how often do you see mussels in the Amazon River? Your argument for why you should use mussels is because beef isn't natural. Neither's mussels. Stupid idiots. So boiled chicken might be cheap. It's not as cheap as beef heart. I can't remember the last time I actually paid for a beef heart. And when I did, look, you could get them in Morrison's for a while, but they were much cheaper than a pack of chicken breasts. Yeah, there you go. So do mammals, exactly. I've always given my discus a good balanced diet, which includes beef heart and lots of dry foods. Yeah, I mean, a good beef heart is a balanced diet on its own. That's the whole point of beef heart. But it's a treacherous debate. These fish don't live in the Amazon River. These are farm-bred fish, strains which I've never seen in the wild. So it is a bit of a stretch saying you should only feed them what they get in the wild, because they just don't live in the wild. It's like, well, my flowerhorn fish, what should I feed it? It doesn't exist in the wild. I think you've just got to do... I mean, it's about being responsible, isn't it? It's just, you've just got to do what you can do, knowing that you're feeding a healthy diet. I think balance is important. Things like, for instance, as John's saying there, I'm still on small face, aren't I? I would always feed a balanced diet, including beef heart and dry foods. Dry foods isn't a food. There are very good dry foods and there are very bad dry foods. It's just one of those things that you have to think about the nutritional value of things. So I try not to use bloodworms very often, because I don't think they have a very positive nutritional value. They're kind of negligible in the nutritional value world. Fish love them, so they have a place. They get things eating. They're just not very good. It's the same as humans. If I ate nothing but ice creams every day, I'd look like this. If I ate a very balanced, healthy diet, lean, just enough energy in my diet to keep me functioning, I wouldn't look like this. I'd be a lot slimmer. Same for fish, same for dogs, same for cats. There's good diets, there's bad diets, and there's everything in between. So as long as you're doing what you think is good, that's as much as you can do. I mean, I think the most important thing is to keep an open mind. So many people mostly a Facebook thing, I must admit, but so many times when you've been in a debate about what food's good versus what food's bad, people will only argue for what they currently use. So it's, well, I use beef heart, so beef heart's brilliant, everything else is trash. I use muscle mix, so muscle mix is brilliant, everything else is trash. I very much went through I use beef heart because I thought it was good. Oh, but I see pork heart's better, so okay, I'll try that. Oh, it might be better with a fish meal mix. Oh, right, okay, let's try that out. It's about being willing to accept new information, learn. It's about how do we do anything as a species? We go around, we learn things, and we change our decisions based on the things that we learn. We don't just go, no, I'm Camp Beefheart, meh, 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 meh. I'm not going to change ever. It's that closed mentality is never going to get you anywhere. Be prepared to accept you might be wrong about something, or be prepared to accept you might not know everything about something. I'm happy to learn new things. I'm happy to take on new information. I don't think beef heart's terrible. I think there might be better things out there, and I'll try them. That's kind of where I'm going with that one. Diet is a hell of a debate. Dry diets can be brilliant, but currently there's a lot to advance on, particularly compared to other animals. Dry does certainly meet more vitamins and minerals. Yeah, I mean, I think earlier I said there's good dry foods and there's bad dry foods and there's everything in between. I think we need to be more specific about the types of dry food, and it is the ones that have thought about what that. It's not just the dog version of 97% ash. That's still a dry food. That doesn't mean it's good. But yeah, there has been a lot more done in the last, since I've been keeping fish. Certainly, dry foods have come on leaps and bounds. Sheller Aquatic says, I think of beef heart like chocolate for humans. Delicious, but not my main food source. Just a personal opinion. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I actually struggled to get my fish to stick on beef heart diets, and it was more the inconvenience for me that it would take them so long to eat the beef heart that it would be mucking up the water. Which is why I went to pork heart and it went a little bit better, and then I went to fish and it went a little bit better again, and now I'm mostly the main component of their diet is the softer timia, and they gobble that up like nobody's business. But yeah, balance, that's everything. Still on small face. That must have been an older one. Skiller says, with things as they are economically, energy prices, etc., do you think this hobby will be given up by people due to the demands on electricity? People with fish rooms especially. It's a concern. I feel like the biggest idiot in the world building a 2,500 litre tank that I want to heat just at a time when energy prices are going ridiculously through the roof. So I have spoken to a few people who said they found some great deals because people are giving up their fish rooms or people are giving up their tanks. Because it can be an energy hungry endeavour. I myself have not managed to find any of these people because I'm on the lookout for them because I want to buy their stuff cheap. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. I don't know if it's people with fish rooms especially, because if you've gone to the bother of creating a fish room, you're kind of invested into the hobby, and you're generally going to keep going. But saying that, I have seen a few fish rooms closing down. So yeah, it's a worry. A lot of domestic discus seem to have a thorax far extended compared to the wild fish, almost like a human with like a pigeon-chested. I don't think brine shrimp are seen very often in any tropical fish natural environments. Very true. People die in water just saying water's a big killer, and actually so I think this might be the chicken argument again. Everything dies in water. Even aquatic animals die in water. Terrestrial animals die in water. It happens. It's just a bit of a silly argument to say it's you don't see cows in the water. You see everything in the water. It's not to say that that's the argument that something is or isn't a good dietary choice for your fish. Just that's not the argument we should be making as to whether something is or isn't. It should be about the nutritional value of that thing, just not necessarily is it natural. If mammals die in water, it's usually due to crocs, etc. and they eat it. Birds live, fish, etc. in water. I'm not saying any meat is worse. If mammals die in water, it's usually due to crocs. How is it? Okay. You do know there's a lot of water in the world that crocodiles don't live in. Things drown constantly because of water, with nothing else to do with it other than the water. Is beef fat only given to discus? It's I've certainly only heard of it in those terms. I know other people have used it to feed other big cichlids, but I think it's very much a discus thing that it starts off. I feed various frozen foods and dry foods. I use one of your tubs with a mix of dry foods, including some of the foods you sell, which go down well. Yeah, I have a tub like that where it's the end of all my bags of food all go into one tub, and that gets shaken up and fed. But I think that's my best food. That's the one that all the fish love, that, because it's got a little bit of everything. A lot of chat about food for discus are another reason not to buy them. Not at all. They are discus. I think that's if anything, that's a selling point. The fact that people are so invested in their discus that they want to make sure they're given the best possible food. It just turns out most people are arseholes, and they'll argue about things rather than just coming up with a agree to disagree or live and let live, all those things. Food is a fascinating topic. Yeah, I guess that's a nicer way of me, what I was trying to say. There's a lot in it, and it's come on so far than it has when I first started this hobby. And I've not even been I'm not like one of these old guys I've been doing this for 50 years. But fish food there was like 3 different types of fish food when I started, and that was it. And now there's so much. Sheller Aquatics, you and me, we're on the same page. That's what my number one message to everyone is. Discus are a lot hardier than people will say. Keeping discus for 30 years, amazing hardy fish, especially closer you get to the wilds. They're great. Insulation is the mantra now. Lids and slightly lower temps will help. Yes, so that's why I've spent so much time insulating my fish room, so as I can hopefully keep it up to the right temperature and keep it down to the right cost. Lids is a big one. I need to work more on my lids. Skiller, I have opened a can of worms with a discus food topic. Hey, it's given us something to talk about. If nothing else, it's and I also want UK crocodiles. Oh, sorry, that tickled me. I don't mean to be mean to you, Novo Perlicky, but I like that comment. Most things are killed by crocodiles. Right, last few minutes, folks. What we're going to do is I am going to release my latest video. Woo! Don't get too excited. It's just me messing about in the fish room. But that should give you plenty of time to watch that and then go and check out one of the other Fishy streams on YouTube, or just jump on Discord, or yeah, I don't know, have an early night. It's not even that early, it's almost 10 to 12. So I'm going to set that up now while we're all chatting. So if you get any last questions, now's the time to ask while I try and log into my studio. And then I will put my video live. And then from now on we'll play a fun game of, did Callum edit this video or did I edit it? Where's it gone? It no worky. Content. There we go. So this is a video that, if you want to watch that, would be great. All about me cracking my anti-flooding devices. Cracking the water change. This is tiny little things, but they've given me so much happiness. that I am very happy with the way it's gone. Why can I never find out how to do... there we go. Anytime I try and do anything while on stream, I always screw it up. So, that video is now public. We're going to end this stream very quickly. Give you time to go and have a quick swatch at that video. Give me a chance to say thank you very much for joining me tonight. Sorry if I was a bit rude to you earlier, some of you, for your silly things that you were saying, but hey, you can be rude to me too. I've enjoyed having you all around. All the new people, thank you for stopping by. I hope we see you again. Please pin a link to your website. One of my super mods will do that, hopefully. If not, join us on Discord and I'll point you at it from there. But it's just aquariumadventures.co.uk. If you wouldn't mind going and watching my video, I'd be very much thankful. There's a stream, no doubt, from Coldwater Aquatics coming up in about 10 minutes. So you've got time to watch my video and then go and watch that. But for now, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. See you next week. Bye.